Good evening, everybody. I'm Kath Lloyd from Make the Change, and it's really nice to be with you on the seventh C of keeping your normal. And tonight is conscientiousness. So over the 7 weeks, we have been looking at choices, looking at courage, looking at clarification. Hi, Anthony, lovely to see you here. We've been looking at control, commitment, consistency, and so we're going to be looking at conscientiousness tonight. Now, whether you are a big picture person or a little picture person, or you tend to veer towards a more optimistic view on life, or a pessimistic view on life, we all need conscientiousness, in any sort of change that we are making in our life. Whether we have been thrown into a lifestyle change or whether we have decided to make that change ourselves. Hi, Anne, lovely to see you here again. Hi, Amy, nice to see you. And And the thing is about conscientiousness, it will actually, once you get into the swing of it, it will actually trigger all the other 7 C's that we've been talking about. But I'll go through that in a moment. So conscientiousness will help us find what we need to be able to steer us. Okay, now whether it is working out at the gym, changing your diet, whether it is about a better sleep pattern, or whether it is about big change to do with, perhaps your job, your career, relationships. We need, one, consistency, which we talked about last week, but we need conscientiousness to help drive that consistency, because the conscientiousness will make us really look and really focus at what it is that we are, to help us keep looking at what it is that we're wanting to achieve, why we want to achieve it, and how we're going to achieve it. All right, so, and I've done a little chart here. I'll put your version up here, if you can see it. Okay, so what, because it'll go in a cycle, you see. So here we are, conscientiousness, round at the end. So the conscientiousness will help drive the consistency, which will help give us more commitment, will also show us that we've got more control. Okay, when we feel we've got more control, we can get more clarification. From that clarification, we can get more courage. And then when we get more courage, we will realize that we've actually got more choices. And then once we realize we've got more choices, then we can go back in the other direction, because that'll give us more courage, to give us more clarification, to get more control, to get more commitment, to drive our consistency, and help us then to get more conscientiousness. I hope that makes sense, everybody. Okay, so the conscientiousness is going to be, just like any of the other 6 C's, is going to vary. All right, like I talked about with the growth curve, it's probably the conscientiousness is probably going to start off on quite a steep growth curve. Hi, Helen, I didn't see you pop up there because I was hiding behind that little diagram. Is going to be really quite strong to start with, and this really links in with your commitment, and then it'll probably wane off a bit because it will feel hard work. And conscientiousness is hard work unless you have that sway in your personality. Okay, because it means that you've got to work hard at it all of the time. So you're going to have your dips, you're going to have your peaks, and it's about trying to keep a level playing field. All right, but it's again about recognizing how well you're doing. And this is why it's so important to record. One, to record the actions that you're going to take, but also to record the successes of those actions, because when time gets tough, when you're in one of those dips and some of your dips are going to be small and some of your dips are going to be a lot bigger. And it's at those times when the dips are really quite deep that you go back to your little successes, all right? And I've got a little book of successes here, you know, and it is a little book as well, where I write my little successes in there. And then it just means when times are tough, I can go back and I can see my progression. All right, that's really, really important to be able to see your progression. And sometimes it's only going to be really small, and then other days you're going to have great big jumps. But it's, you know, it's all important. However small those little jumps are, they are really, really important, because, you know, it's so easy to compare ourselves to other people and say, well, they got that, they've got what that I'm aiming for, and they've done it really, really easily. But how do you know they've done it easily? We don't know inside the heads of all of these other people. And what you've got to bear in mind is, where did they start from? What resources did they have to start with? So they might have started off with a great big bulk of skills and expertise, but you might have had to start further down the ladder, and so your journey is going to be bigger than their journey in certain respects, because we've all, and I say certain respects because we've all got different skills, we've all got different qualities, we've all got different energy levels, all right? And it might be that they've got perhaps more skills and qualifications than you, but perhaps you've got more energy and drive, which is going to help you keep going through the tough times a lot more easily. So this is why, you know, we shouldn't compare ourselves to other people, because we're all really, really different. Okay, and this is where our resilience really comes in. So this is linking up with consistency last week. Our resilience is really, really important, so that you can manage all those peaks and troughs really, really easily. But the thing to remember here is that, I'm just trying to find you another little chart. I was busy doing this. I like doing things like this. It's the teacher in me coming out. Okay, so, and the thing is, I don't know whether you can see this. Okay, once you realise that you've got choices, I've probably done this the wrong way, I should have done it the other way actually. Once you realise that you've got choices in life, it helps put everything else in perspective. Okay, because once you realise you've got more choices, it's going to naturally give you more encouragement and more the feeling of more control, which is really, really important to be able to manage the actions that you want to take. Okay, and with that choice, it means that it might not be in a cycle for you. It might be that you're dipping from one to the other, because all of these mix and match. All of them mix and match. Perhaps I'll get the other one out instead. It might be easier to see. And instead of going round in a cycle, it might be that you're going crossways and dipping into all these different seas, so that you can reach your goal in the way that you want to, because it might be that you've got a lot more control than you ever thought you had. All right, and then you think, well, I might not have as much conscientiousness as I would like, and so that you can start working on your conscientiousness levels to be able to help drive the consistency and the commitment and get more clarification and courage to manage the choices that you realise you have actually got. Okay, and the way I do that is I actually diarise everything that I want to do, and because it's, you know, if you book an appointment at the dentist, or you book your car in for its MOT, you put it on a calendar, don't you? Or most people do. Put it on a calendar or putting it in your diary to remind you to do it. Well, that is what I've started to do now, because it is then making, hi Devendra, lovely to see you. It is making you more accountable to yourself if you write it down, because it's in black and white. It makes it more important. If you just keep it sort of in your head, I'm going to do this, that and the other, it's easy to forget, and it's two, it doesn't make it so important in your life if it's just floating around in your head. So that is what I do a lot, diarise things. And I also write down in my diary who I've sent messages to, how I've done it, what it was about, just very, very briefly, so that I can go back to it and check, one, that I've done it, if I feel I've forgotten about it, and to two, whether you've had a follow-up on that from whoever you are seeking information from. Okay, so we are now, because this is just an introduction, all right, what I've got coming up is top 10 tips on keeping yourself sane. So that'll be coming onto my website, and I will be advertising it out. That's going to be on the website by the end of next week. And that is a mini 10-day e-course. And basically, it's a lot of the things that I've been talking about with you guys on the Let's Talk, but also it's things that I do. Okay, it's things that I've been doing for many years that help me keep my balance, keep myself sane, keep myself feeling normal. Okay, and so for me they really, really work, and I want to share those with you. Okay, so that is a mini 10-day e-course. So each day you'll get an email coming to your mailbox, and for a little task for you to do to help you keep your sanity, to help you keep feeling normal. So what I want to talk about next week is, and excuse the language, when the shit hits the fan, what do you do? Okay, so it would be great to have some ideas of what you guys do, but also it would be great to have some suggestions from you of what you would like to know more about, because like I said last week, these Let's Talks are to help you, and if you're struggling with something, then it would be absolutely brilliant if I could support you on that, okay, and really give you benefit of these introductory courses so that you can move forwards with them a lot more easily. Also, I do offer out 20-minute phone or Skype consultations, because sometimes you don't know quite which direction you want to go in. It might be that you are looking for some support, but you're not really sure whether the support that I offer is for you, and it would give us a chance to get to know each other a little bit. And so all you have to do is just to send me a personal message, and then we can get that organised, because it would be great, again, to help you in the best way that I can, and really help you achieve the lifestyle change that you are trying to achieve. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll speak to you next week, but please do leave your comments of what you would like to know more about, and so I can plan those for other Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock here live on Facebook. So have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and good night.